Anthropocentrism regards humans as separate and superior to nature, and holds that human life has intrinsic value while other entities, including animals and plants, are resources that may justifiably be exploited for the benefit of humankind.
Anthropocentrism is the belief that value is human-centered and the all other beings are means to human ends. According to Simpson et al. 2015, they believe that humans are the most significant species on the planet and has a value because it serves their interests. And also, anthropocentrism implies that only those actions that have humans as beneficiary are deemed worthwhile or significant.
Anthropocentric worldview can be traced back when Plato and Aristotle suggested an existing degree when it comes to the completeness and arrangement of natural entities. The degree started from lower and higher. So when it comes to the lower part, it is where the animals and plants are included. And when it comes to the superior part or the higher part, it is where the humans are included because they are all intelligent. There is also an Aristotelian scale wherein the great chain of being is derived. So it is said that nature was made for animals and animals were made for the sake of humans. In the Middle Ages, the anthropocentric worldview gained a lot more synthesis to St. Thomas Aquinas. He proposed a hierarchical ladder wherein God, the most holy, the most complete, and the most perfect, is at the pinnacle of it, followed by the angels, man, plants, and animals. It is said that man is the most significant and the central part of order in beings.
As told in the creation story in the book of Genesis in the Judeo-Christian Bible, it is said that humans are beholded with great power to control living creatures and nature itself. This statement has been translated by the great philosophers such as Francis Bacon, René Descartes, and Gottfried Leibniz. Anthropocentrism is described by most philosophers as humans possessing the control over nature. Furthermore, the development of new knowledge about science aims to restore the natural entities of the world. The philosophical view of anthropocentrism have enlightened several philosophers. Philosophical systems such as Marxism, humanism, and existentialism supported the view of anthropocentrism, that humans have the power and freedom to control the world.
The great chain of being. The so-called great chain of being justifies the anthropocentric view, also known as scala nature, or the great chain of being implies a structure composed of a great number of hierarchical beings, from the most basic and foundational elements up to the highest perfection. This notion can be traced back to the philosophy of Plato and Aristotle, who saw degrees of completeness and arrangement of all natural entities in a single scale of. In Aristotle's views of an earth-centered finite universe, humans, because of their intelligence, were regarded as a superior to animals and plants. In Aristotle's hierarchical schemation of nature, plants are made for the use of animals, and animals were made for the sake of human persons. The Aristotelian scales follow the ordering of the different kinds of souls that animate being possess, that is, lowest are bloodless animals, next come fish, birds, and quadrupeds, and finally man. This stratification of the animal kingdom is explained in accordance with the gradient of vital heat. The more vital heat a creature has, the higher it will be ranked on the scale of nature.
There is a Christian version of the great chain of being, and it can be found in the Mendeleev synthesis of Saint Thomas Aquinas. The hierarchical ladder presented by Aquinas, at the peak is a transcendent God, followed by angel, human persons, down to animals, plants, and inanimate entities. In this Mendeleev synthesis, humans are highly significant and central to the grand scheme of things. The universe was made for the express purpose of providing a stage on which to enact a drama starring man for the title role, Session 1995-160.
Finds continuation in the philosophies of René Descartes, Francis Bacon, and Gottfried Leibniz, as well as in the philosophies of the Renaissance Anthropocentric humanism up to the period of Enlightenment and up to the 20th century to Karl Marx and John Dewey. In all these different eras, humans are portrayed as the central fact of the universe, that humans had unlimited powers, potentials, and freedom. Leibniz thoughts sum up the meaning and impact of the great chain of being. He said that those beings which are higher or more perfect are more entitled to exist than the lower beings, and that the lower beings is subordinate to the existence of the higher beings.
The context of valuing things may differ on how people tries to emphasize certain objects. That also affects them on the way on how we treat it. In the utilitarian sense, recognizes instrumental value, yet sees intrinsic value in an opposite way. Intrinsic value or inherent describes how people only sees the utility of a subject because it has the right to exist. According to John Muir, 1994, some things doesn't have a value unless a human person attach a certain value on it that gives importance. Example is, humans only values animals because they have their own life needed to be processed, which didn't give any services or affections to us, yet given an accepted value.
From the word instrumental, it refers to an object or instrument. Instrumental value is the significance of a particular object in terms of the service it can do to provide and aid human needs. In short, it is up to us if something has a value. In the anthropocentric view, value is anthropogenic. When we say anthropogenic, means it caused by humans, meaning that humans have the ability to decide whether something is valuable or not. On the other hand, for Cox and Simpson, something is valued when it's valued for what it can do for the valuers. Feed them, shelter them, please them, inspire them, transform them. They believe if something has a value, it must be beneficial for human welfare. The useful functions or the instrumental value in the service of human needs. Let's give one example. You have a computer that can be used as a medium of communication, serves as entertainment for human satisfaction, and many more. For some instance, you see a laptop that much more better than your computer. You might buy it and sell your computer because it no longer has any instrumental value to you. Again, instrumental value is a choice that depends on us whether something has a value